Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents. Now this is going to be final game of the night. StarCraft 2 Old Boys 2v2 random race tournament, best of one group stage between the newcomers 60 and Arcane Sheep versus Sabbath and Reguletto. Now Reguletto and Sabbath right now, I think they had 3 wins and 1 losses. But 60 and Arcane Sheep is their first game of the day and probably their last. Now between these two teams, I'd say I've seen 60 play a lot of races. It's pretty decent, I mean, but we have to look at Reguletto. Like, he's a random race player, obviously being proficient in all 3 races. His Terran, one of his best race, I'd say. Definitely better than his Zerg and Protoss. Arguably Arcane Sheep. It's my first time seeing him play, but we'll see how that goes. None of these Terrans taking that 15 or 16 gas with the barrack opening, fairly standard. Inside of the Protoss and Zerg, we see a very early spawning pool on the side of Sabbath. Probably going for that speedling. We do have that gold base, not to mention making that speedling and baneling bust early game extremely formidable, especially on this map where you can kill one opponent straight away by using a baneling bust. It's definitely a viable choice. I do see a war off between these two players, playing fairly safe on the side of 60. However, he is not going for a war off, although for Protoss it's less important, but this often makes him the target in a 2v1 situation if Reguletto and Sabbath decides to go for a Reaper speedling rush. In that case, it will be very hard for 60 to defend this early game. So right now, surprisingly, no Reaper just yet, although taking that 2 gases already. No factory just yet either. Okay, here's the first Reaper. And going for that supply depot wall off on the other side of Arcane Sheep, however, getting a second barrack and a first barrack with a reactor. Very interesting choice. This could be a reactor Reaper, which comes in later on, or it can be a tech lab on the second barrack, which makes it a stim marine timing perhaps with medevac or Hellions. However, I do favour Sabbath and Reguletto's strategy more in this game. 60 did actually spot the Reaper and 6 lanes, which means he would be expecting Reaper and lane push relatively soon over here on the Arcane Sheep. All he has to worry is about the Reaper. Although I'd say he can't really come down because speedlings could just surround these marines fairly easily. And he has no Hellions, which means that he's extremely vulnerable to Reaper pokes. Okay, so we do have these speedlings on the way. And infinite streams of Reaper. That's going to be a 3 racks Reaper with 1 barrack as well. Do we have that missile turret? I think that's a sort of a mistake, really. That opportunity cost of investing anti-air before actually scouting. So these 2 Reapers are going to poke around and hopefully kill these marines relatively soon, and then go inside that mineral line. And these lanes are going to be poking on the other side. 60 microing relatively well against these lanes. I mean, moving these probes as well as that adept can just save them from this rush. But there are infinite number of lanes coming from the other side, and speed is about to finish. No banelings, that's good, but 2 base speedling order is still strong. And all these Reapers doing a lot of damage. That's why the unit loss tab. Like Reguletto and Sabbath already leading this unit loss tab already, as you can see. They did relatively well actually. These Reapers are just, once that number accumulates, it's so hard to hold, especially if you don't have stim, you don't have Hellions, you don't have these number of marines. It's just a matter of time that you just die to this. So obviously, you know, if 60 can help at this moment, but these speedlings are just distracting him. And the Terran's definitely going to die. There's no pylon to save this natural. It seems like Sabbath and Reguletto is off to a great start. Probably can secure the early game advantage and hopefully snowball. These Reapers are like not taken care of, so probably can kill the stim tech as well at the same time. Like, Arcane Sheep is probably going to die over here. There's no money for Hellion, and 60